If it is the materials, we can be able to increase the materials of the education that we have. So to me, we are supposed to increase.
So your suggestion is to increase it to what?
The teachers
or how much do you want to allocate?
I want to allocate to education 25%.
25%, let's listen.
Okay, me, I'm speaking and standing on the gap of children who have disabilities or learning difficulties. As a parent, because I have one, and I used to take her for assessment. And she was put in a normal school, but she was not supposed to repeat. And every year, when I used to take her for assessments, I would take a report to the school, which means if an education officer comes to that class to assess the children, you'll be able to know that there is a child there who has special needs. And even when she was doing her class 8, she did it as a special child. So I tend to disagree with you that the level of education is still low, and we should just stick to 25%.
Let's listen to June. Yeah, please speak.
Okay, I'm in support with Madam about the special needs children, but I also have a challenge that we can pass on the education sector. You find that when you look at the education sector, despite the fact that we have the education needs children, you find that this one is more so in the urban centers. But when you go to the schools in the rural areas, those children, they are being put in the same class with the other children, but even their parents are not able to assess those assessment centers. At the end of the day, you find that we have the special teachers in those schools, but they are not ready to offer those services to those children just because they have been denied the special allowances by the ministry because they are not in the special schools. So the teachers who have been trained on special areas are only provided special allowances because they are in special schools. But those irregular schools are not provided. So at the end of the day, you find that the children with special needs are normally neglected. It is true, and I'm a witness to that.
All right, now it's time to make a decision. I like the fact that the issue of quality and the issue of special school has come up. I think those are good things to take into consideration. But again, now here we have a situation where there are people who want to maintain it and there are people who want to increase it, almost in equal measure in the room. So how do we make the final? Who has been convinced? Gilbert, are you convinced to increase it a little?
I'm not yet convinced because able to fanya hivi. Hiyo ambayo imesalia kujaa 100%, hebu tuchukue ni yote 20% ngapi? Kama ngapi? 20. Na bado nataka kunidanganya hapa, uniambia ati niongeze ingine ifike 25. I will not lie to ourselves directly. Tunajizunguka tu one at the same point. A, B.
So I want somebody to react to that point, which I think is important. Ya kwamba hii sekta imekuwa ikipatiwa pesa lakini haitumii zote. So can we use that money that has not been used before ama haijakuwa ikitumika then to take care of some of those emerging issues? Yes, Geoffrey.
I changed my mind. My Gilbert vile amesema. But I was so bitter with my friend being very defensive. I could have changed my mind based on the two ladies. But my brother is very defensive. And another part was saying we had an ACT representative in that meeting. And he admitted these people are spending 20 years in one school. And we looked at it, Nakuru municipality, Moro and Bahati have more teachers than other
parts of the county.
And we asked why. These people want posh living. They don't want to go to hardship areas. So they must admit.
All right.
In short,
okay.
in 20 plus.
Now, we need to make a decision. Again, time is moving very fast. So what do we go with and how do we decide this? We have 25, we have 20, we have 23. What do we go with? Someone is saying mean grade. Someone is saying 20. You're also free to vote. In case your options ni mingi, you can vote. What you've been trying to do is build a consensus. Inaonekana imekataa. You want to vote? Okay, 20.
Hata tuanguke tu na 20.
Aha, hawa ni wangapi? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 12. Sijahesabu ikiwa mbili, nimehesabu ikiwa moja.
25.
Haya, 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 13. 23. Gilbert, that's 2, 3, 4. So which ones have won? 25. Okay, andika hiyo. Why are you clapping?
Because they have won. When you win, you celebrate.
All right, which sector do we move to next?
Energy and
Now. Let's listen. Okay, lunch program. All right, thanks. We are adding that to the reasons. Jacob. So there is already a school feeding program, not across the country.
So we produce one.
So there is one that has been under, I believe, the ministry. Is it special programs or agriculture? There is somewhere where there's been for the arid and semi-arid areas. So what you are suggesting is for all schools? Okay, sawa sawa. Now, which sector do you want us to go? We don't have to go by order. Ni gani mnaona iko na umuhimu sana tuende next? Health. Okay, health. Mumejua hapo ndio mtasukumana eh? Okay, health. How much should we allocate to health and why? Tupatie sekta ya afya pesa ngapi na kwa nini? 6%. Why 6%? And remember that there is a very big proportion of health that is devolved. So as you discuss this one, I want you to keep that one in mind. Yes, Christine.
I think health should be increased for the same reason that agriculture should be increased. Because if a nation is healthy, then everybody is working towards the growth of the economy.
That's a very tricky answer. Imechapa watu wa agriculture. What she said is that it's not necessarily a case of reducing the money to health. You actually need to increase it, because when you have healthy people, they're able to engage in those economic activities like agriculture.
They become productive.
So you are suggesting for it to be increased to 6. Okay? I may suggest 6%. Yes, sir.
Hapo nimekubali.
What I can say
That
that
Education
we have had a crisis.
You are saying
Remember that the health sector
No, let's
is developed.
yes.
The percentage that's left at the national government largely has been pushed to creative care. Meaning they want to focus on treating than preventing. So we want to suggest, we want to discuss a preventive care.
Okay.
In this case, other than the creative care, because the creative care creates a room for manufacturers who are very senior people in this
pharmaceutical industry
to manufacture medicine and damn, even substandard to
Okay.
a health sector that has brought problems. So we would want to see, even if we have to increase the health sector a little bit, but it has to be on the preventive.
So basically what you are suggesting, if I get you right,
Yes.
is that what needs to happen is a movement in the money within the sector.
Within the sector,
Itoke kwa curative iende kwa preventive.
for preventive. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Okay. So you want to keep it at what
I
percentage?
retain it. Where it is 4%.
At the government proposal one?
Yeah, that's
4%. Okay. Someone else on health? Yes, Johnson.
Yes, maybe on health
Yes.
is very critical. And if we say we maintain the way it is, There is no change. We will change because you can see now some doctors are on strike. It is because of Saturdays.
Oh, I was kicking you, so you have to stand and project your voice. You are a chairman. Yes.
What I'm saying, when we maintain, I respect the decision made by my friend to maintain it. But when you can check on currently what is happening in the health sector, there is a great problem. The doctors have been on strike almost a year. And we don't get services from various health centers. Na wakati tunaenda tunakosa huduma katika hospitali. Ukua ma doctors, the budgets that have been made cannot pay doctors. Cannot pay for the needs of those centers, for the local people that are attending to those centers. So what I'm saying, to say that we maintain 4%, bearing in mind there is a problem within the health sector,
we are being unfair.
We are not realistic anyway.
Okay.
So I need this health sector. We are caring for other sectors according to the foundation of the economy, 1 trillion that the government makes, maybe 2 trillion or something that they do. We have to go to that. As my brother was talking about Mr. Obama, he talked about research. The research has to be made and to have something we call indicator values, the critical factors, the verification of the sector, what it has done. So when we come to that, you will find that this sector needs to be increased the allocation.
Okay, so let me ask a question before the next speaker speaks. Now, one thing again we said in the morning is that health is heavily devolved. So if we increase money to the health sector at the national level, will that money go to health facilities at the counties? So that's something you have to keep in mind. Okay? So with that in mind and taking into account that there are certain aspects of health that are still at the national level, that are still critical, some of the doctors who are on strike are still in the national referral hospitals, but taking into account that the biggest budget of health right now is with the counties, how will that affect your decision in terms of how much you allocate money to health? I am completely trying to ignore Johnson and Geoffrey now, so I need people at the back to speak. Yes.
I think because of the evolution, I think 4% is just okay because of the national referral centers. Again, we need them because of other specialized treatments.
Okay, yeah, specialized treatment, okay. Someone else who's not spoken? Yes. Hey, finally. The ladies are not speaking very much. Yes. Okay. So you're speaking about the services for the nationals, so we've agreed. The only services that are still at the national level is Kenyatta National Hospital, Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, Mathari Hospital, and the Spinal Injury Hospital in Nairobi. Then they have the policy part. Then they have the training, which is done by KMTC. And then they have the research done by KEMRI. So those are the big things at the national level. So when you speak about health services beyond those things, you are speaking about counties. Kila mtu ananiangalia na mustuko. Have we agreed on that? So the question now is, when we say we need to improve services at the national level, we are speaking of research, which is done by KEMRI. We are speaking of training, which is done by KMTC. And we are speaking of specialized services, which is done by those referral hospitals. Now, let's take the discussion from there. Yes.
I have a different observation
on
the thing.
Yes.
Because with me, we increase
We increase with 1%.
1%.
Okay.
Reasons being, this country has got very few dialysis machines.
Okay.
But people are dying because of lack of what? Dialysis machines and the other equipment like curing cancer. We are taking our people to India, which is very costly. So
Right.
for we increase with at least 1%.
Okay, let's hear one more person. Yes, Mwalimu.
Thank you. The budget uptake for this ministry.
Increase the volume, yes.
The budget uptake for this ministry is up to 70% of in the year 20.
What page should we be looking at?
Page 14.
Page 14.
If the budget uptake for 2014-2015 was 80, and then it dropped to 70. That means they still have a lot of money
They are not
to
using.
use, even amongst themselves before we increase.
Okay, so again, this is one of those sectors where we are seeing low expenditure. By low expenditure, I mean the money that is given to them, to me. So the same challenge we ran into in education, Mwalimu has highlighted it in health. So think of those two things, the devolution part and the underspending. How much do we want to go with? Let's make a decision now. I keep looking at time and it's like it's moving 10 minutes in 1 minute.
6%.
Yes.
I wanted to consider the recent policy change
Uh-huh.
about Kenyatta.
Uh-huh.
The statement was that they are going to close the referral because most of the people who could have been attended by our brother at the health center are rushing to Kenyatta, which is supposed to give what we call specialized services. And we are ignoring the health center where the basic
Health services are provided. Yes.
Also, when our brother says about cancer, it was revealed that it is our poor, bad eating habit that is making us towards that nutrition. Therefore, nutritional health in this sector is minimal. Teaching people about how to be, ukimfunza mtoto mdogo jinsi ya kukula hajui kukula hizo vitu zingine, amezoea mchere.
So you also agree with the preventive approach, eh?
They should also change the policy and increase. And the Council of Governors should agree. Hawawezani na hawa jamaa. Far back the services, not to be involved services, irudi kwa national government. Because these people are professionals. Sasa ikiwa atasumbuliwa na mtu appointed kama governor, na yeye ni professional, I think that is a great trend. We must change the policy.
Okay, so I agree with the policy suggestions. By agreeing, I mean I take them into account. Of course, there can be a very long discussion about that. But the big decision we are making today is that there is a budget coming up in a few months, and we need to decide how much money we are going to give to health as this group. Now, I need us to make the decision. There was a 4, maintain. There was a 6. There was a 10 at the back. How much? And 5. And 5 from Jacob.
Yeah. Reason, kuna hiyo group ya kuna misemo inasema prevention is better than cure.
Yes.
So kuna hiyo group ya community workers katika community. Hao watu wanafanya a lot of work. Kwanza they are linked persons kutoka community mpaka hospitali. Wana report cases ya outbreak ya diseases. Wanakuwa pia caregivers ya wagonjwa wenye wako hali ya chini sana. Those are among the things ambao wanafanya. Na hiyo watu just imagine, wanaitwa volunteers. Na wakati wale wame-strike, hao ndio wamebaki na wagonjwa. So na propose 1% yende kwa hiyo group ya community workers, ili wapewe something pia ya kujimudu katika community.
All right. But remember the whole point we are making again about whether they are serving under the county government or under the national government. So we have to keep that in mind all the time. Okay? Now, to Jacob's point, and I don't want it to sound staki isikike, just a minute, staki isikike kwamba if there is a function that is with the counties, we are supposed to completely ignore it when we are having a national discussion. Okay? Because there is a process that happens where we share money between the national government and the county governments. And there we can say we need 5 billion shillings to move from our national coffers to counties to cater for some of the issues like those. So Jacob, your discussion is not useless.
Yeah.
Okay, it's very useful. It's just that in this discussion, then it's slightly at a different level. All right? Now, let's make a final decision. 6, 4, 5, 10. How do we make the final decision? Maintain. Are people convinced on maintaining at 4?
Yes.
I've had some no's.
Yes.
Are there people who want it at 5?
Yes.
Are there people who want it at 6?
No.
Are there people who want it? Are there people who want us to allocate 10% of the budget to health? So again, we don't have a consensus. So what do we move to?
Maintain.
Average.
Hakuna average hapo.
Hakuna
Average.
There are no budget of some sort.
Now, how do we decide?
Average.
Do we vote? Do we have an average? Those are the two remaining options. Yes.
Ikiwa ile wamepewa in the past hawamalizi,
Aha.
nyingine tunawaongezea.
I really would love for you to agree. Yes.
I was saying,
Uh-huh.
you have seen the problem that some of the governors have been on the top, that they have been given the money, and instead of consolidating, they hurriedly go and do their own fix. They just implement, and especially in the health sector. Wanamwaga ambulance 300. Do you think this is what?
Let me stop you there. Let me stop you there. The discussion you're having again is about counties.
Yeah, I wanted to say.
So no discussion about counties.
Why the national government trying to add the money, and down here they are not even looking at priorities?
Now, let's separate two things. The decision about how counties spend their money sits with the counties. If counties get 5 billion shillings today, Nakuru nyiwa mnapata mingi kidogo
Yeah.
Wewe mnapata karibu 10 billion. 13. Budget yenyu ni ya 13 billion. So if you have a budget of 13 billion shillings, hiyo pesa nyinyi ndio mnaamua vile mtatumia. Mkiamua kununua ambulances, mkiamua mtatumia kufanya yote, kutengeneza swimming pool kila primary school,
Up to us.
the national government does not hold the strings on how counties spend the equitable share that comes to them. Equitable share ni ile yenye tunagawanya na formula. Sawa sawa? The only time the national government ina control vile county watafanya na pesa ni ile inaitwa conditional grant. Kama ile ya free maternity. Ikipatiwa kwa county wanaweza tumia hiyo kwa maternity peke yake. Hawezi tumia kwa kitu kingine. So the decision on how counties use their money is not here. There are national policies which all of us have to follow, but the final decision on what programs and projects we put that money into is up to the counties. So I don't want us to discuss counties as part of the national budget. Sawa sawa? So now how do we make the decision?
Maintain.
Because it seems no one is convincing the other one. Average. Maintain is not how we make the decision. Maintain is a suggestion that was made.
Yeah, let's go by that.
We have 5, we have 6, we have 10, we have 4.
All those are suggestions.
All those are suggestions. Yes. So no suggestions now. Is how do we decide which suggestion to go with?
Let's vote.
At average na voting, how do we decide between average and voting? Okay, let's move faster now. We need to finish. So, do we vote or do we do an average?
We are saying vote. Vote. The voice of voting is more than the voice of average. The voice of average.
Average is 4.3. So it remains 4. So are the average people happy and the maintained people happy? Okay. The one thing I am 100% sure ni tutarudia tu. Haya, weka 4. Haya, tuende zimebaki ngapi sasa? Kwa kutoka kwa 100%, toa 25, toa 4. Tumebaki na ngapi? 62. Haya, which sector do we go to next? National security. How much money do you suggest should be allocated to national security? No one has a suggestion? National security, what's your proposal? Let's try and move quickly now. We are in saving time mode. Yes.
Now, to me, let me put it in this way. When I go to study what we call conflict resolution. Now, suppose there are no people fighting. Does what I have done apply anyway? Now, this security, what we are doing now, we are almost attaining that ratio of police to the common 190. And if, for example, those prone areas, and we were suggesting that we should, in that area of land, agriculture, rural urban development, we put IBP so that they give the proper boundaries between these fighting communities, because that is one, such that everyone knows this is where I should reach and not encroach into the other one.
So is your suggestion on this sector or a different sector?
Let us make those people settle, and then they will not have this fighting up and down, year in, year out. When we will have done that one, this security here will just be something we do not even require very much.
Okay, so
when the whole world is calm,
so
then why should we have to increase a lot for security?
So
we are just antis.
All right. So I want to assume that your suggestion is under.
Now, I've not refused. You know, we have security in two. We have internal and external. But now, I think as we are advancing, we are bringing the Al-Shabaab back. They are not multiplying like they used to do. I think we are bringing them down slowly by slowly.
All right.
Right? That is one of the statistics that I have seen and I've read somewhere.
All right. All right.
So to me, as we have done with internal, because all this is security, then why don't we scale it down?
All right. A question: under these 10 sectors, where does the national police fall? Governance, justice, law and order. What is under national security? KDF and NSIS. So Gilbert, your points have two areas. On the external boundaries, that's the right place. On the police ratio, hiyo iko hapa. All right? So hata ukutupatia suggestion yako, unataka kupatia proportion gani ya budget?
National security, like the intelligence, it is good sometimes so that we need to eradicate some of the common thuggeries that actually need to crop. You know, as we suppress them, then we are heading well. So
how much? How much?
Okay, let me give them another 1%.
Another 1% too. So what is your final figure?
9.
9. Okay, we have suggestion number 1. Let's have another suggestion on national security.
Hiyo 9 inawatosha, I support.
Mwalimu amesema 9 inawatosha. Anyone else with a different suggestion on national security? Tangu mjue polisi hawako hapa, hata hamna suggestion na hii. Kila mtu anataka tu 9, yes.
They are using their money very well.
Okay.
Yes.
So you are okay with a slight increase? Well, this one seems to be one of those ones which will come to a consensus. Okay, 9. Okay. Tumebaki na ngapi?
Tumebaki na 6.
No, I'm saying in the total. 53.
Yes.
Okay. Which sector do you want to go next? Governance, justice, law and order. This is a very big sector, eh? Haya, mnataka governance, justice, law and order ipatiwe pesa ngapi? What is your suggestion?
Wabaki tu hapo.
Wabaki tu hapo.
11%. allow them to absorb the remaining 10% wanaweka kwa budget.
Okay, there's a suggestion to allocate 11% of the budget to governance, justice, law and order. Anyone else with a different suggestion? Why do you think 11% will be good?
I think so because their budget uptake is
Get a sound.
90%. So if they retain the 11%, I think they will use the other percentage remaining there
Properly. Let me hear someone else. Let's keep pushing on the issue of the reasons why we think this is important. Yes.
I think initially they were given 12%. Then the proposal is 11%.
Okay.
Which I think they have considered the absorption rate.
Okay.
So 11% is not bad.
11% is not bad.
Because it takes care of that 1%.
All right. So is the whole room in agreement that we keep justice, law and order? We give justice, law and order 11%? Well, I'm surprised that went that way. Yes.
You put the consideration of group 3.
Consideration of group 3.
Yeah, the recommendations we made about EACC and the DPP's office.
Yes. I was, now you see no one spoke about that. Yes.
They need at least an additional something because we have a long backlog of cases that have not been dealt with because we don't have enough resources to employ more judges.
Francis, sorry, just to cut you, it is important so that people understand, because not everyone was in that group, just tell them what ministries or what departments play certain roles that you are proposing. I think that will be important for all of us. When you say cases, I'm assuming you're talking about the judiciary, right? When you say there's a backlog of cases, unaongea mambo ya judiciary.
Yes, for anti-corruption.
Oh, na anti-corruption. So unaongea juu ya anti-corruption na DPP. Okay. So you think the backlog of cases is something we should think about and give more resources to?
According to how they have been dealing with the cases, the DPP is not to have
33 graciously, which is agree. In an area where you had a strong point. That's a very good move. I hope we will see more of that in the next few minutes. Tumeweka 11. Tumebaki na ngapi watu wa hesabu? 42. Which sector do we go to next? We are done with agriculture, education, health. Number 3. Energy, infrastructure and ICT. How much do you want to allocate to this sector?
Hii hata sahili
Ipunguzwe. Nataka haya waacha tusikie mmoja. Yes sir.
Energy should be reduced to 25% because if you look at their budget uptake, it is 64%. So why do they get so much and they can only spend 64% of what they get?
Right. So the suggestion is that it needs to go down. It needs to go to 25%.
In order also to cover what we had increased.
Because the underspending is it's terrible. Okay? There was someone who said decrease. Christine, ilikuwa wewe. Ulisema decrease. Unataka ipunguzwe mpaka ngapi? Umemsecond, okay? Yes sir.
Sababu now we are in the computer era. And the many people are not computer literate. So we need to have capacity to do it.
All right.
Every time we are doing things online.
So I'm assuming your supporting point is ICT.
That sector.
Iongezwe. One thing I need to highlight, which might be a surprise for you, the laptop project is not under the Ministry of Education. It's under infrastructure, energy and ICT. All right? Hiyo ni tu kusema ile kitu moja yenye watu hawakusema iliwa surprise, but now let me speak it out. How much do you want to allocate?
Kwanza wacha niwapongeze kwa sababu ninapotazama matumizi yao na makadirio yao.
Which page, please tell us the page.
36.
Page 36.
Ninapotazama na kuangalia makadirio yao, waliweza kutimiza 100%. Na kwa sababu ya maendeleo na uvumbuzi mwingi ambao utaingia pale katikati, mimi tu nachukua niseme ya kwamba tuwaongeze hawa jamaa, manake kwanza Wacha niwape mkono wa tahania wa kutumia pesa vizuri.
Sorry, I am really terrible today, Gilbert. I'm stopping you a lot. There are two different tables that you have under infrastructure and energy. There is one on page 36 and one on page 39. The one on page 36 is about the allocations. How much money did they get and what proportion of the total sector budget did each ministry take? What you have on page 39 is now what Gilbert you are speaking to. Yes.
So you can proceed from there.
So they are not spending, unfortunately they are letting you down.
They are letting me down.
Yes.
But then wacha niseme ya kwamba kwa sababu sekta hii ni sekta ambayo inakuwa sana kwa kasi. Ukikuja kuelewa utakuta ya kwamba kuna uvumbuzi mwingi ambao unaendelea kufanyika. Na ili tuweze kuharakisha ni vyema tuwape rasilimali ambayo itawasaidia kuwasukuma. Tusije tena tukasalia kule nyuma tukaelezwa ya kwamba ilisimama kwa sababu fedha zilikuwa haba.
Aha.
Kwa hivyo kwangu mimi wacha tuwaongeze.
Aha. Unataka kuwapa ngapi?
Nikiwaongeza 2% kama 2.
Final figure yako? Inakuwa 30. So your suggestion is 30. Someone else, as you might have noticed, Gilbert has done an about turn. Before he was very strong. If you are not spending all your money, we cut or maintain. Now he's met some people who are not spending all their money, anasema waongezwe. This is the fun of public participation. Yes, sir. Why from 32 to 28? So explain to us that a bit, so that people can understand the two figures you are speaking to.
Initially, the previous budget, they had 32%.
The current budget.
The current budget.
Yes.
The proposed budget, it has been moved down to 28%.
Okay. So even the government is reducing it.
Yeah, I will assume it is because of absorption rate.
Yes.
May I ask a question on that?
Yes.
What about the total figure of the government lump sum? You know, what is?
Most of the time it goes up.
There is a 30% of 100.
Yes.
And there is a 30% of 200.
Yes.
So what was the percentage? Nini figure ya kwanza ilikuwa gani na figure ya pili ilikuwa ni gani?
Page 8 and page 9. Let's open there in our files. Thank you for that. We need to understand what these percentages actually mean. Okay? Are we all on page 8 and page 9?
Yes.
Page 8 and page 9 are related. Now, the 32% you have for energy and infrastructure, the actual amount in billions is in the pie chart on page 9. How much is it? 529 billion shillings. Okay? So even a movement of just 1 percentage point is a couple of billions. So it's a lot of money. So the 32% was 529 billion shillings. Okay? So when we are reducing it, of course the total budget for the country might still be growing. So just because we are reducing the share that is going to the energy sector, it might still have a very big budget. But in relation to other sectors, proportion yake itakuwa haipandi haraka kama zile zingine. Sawa sawa. So nimesikia tuongeze kidogo hadi 30. Someone has asked, yours was a question. Why is it going down?
I'll go with 28%.
28%. Yes, sir, at the back.
I want to say
Uh-huh.
that the last financial year
Uh-huh.
is a bit higher.
Okay.
They have reduced.
Yes.
They know why they have reduced.
Uh-huh.
We have seen they have not even absorbed 30%.
Uh-huh.
30%, if these billions translates the billions you have spoken about, which we can transfer other sectors that have increased
Uh-huh.
and they don't have.
Okay, like agriculture, you already did that with agriculture.
So these are the sectors
Uh-huh.
that exist. And it's a very an easy one for us.
Okay.
Because we have been increasing and we have not even known where to deduct. This is an area to deduct and increase other areas that we have increased.
So you want to decrease it to what?
I am saying by 1% you reduce by 1% again.
By 1%. So you want to give 27.
27%.
All right, time to make a decision.
25.
28, 30 or 27?
25.
Oh, 25 also.
25.
25, 28, 27 or 30?
25.
I think the biggest reason that has been given for this sector has been that it's underspending. And they have admitted. So what do we go with?
We go with 25.
25, 27, 30. Hakuna consensus hata kwa hii. 25. Okay, how many are going with 25? Hey, okay, that seems like the majority, eh? How many are going with 27? But then there's somebody who suggested 27 at the back. Umesema how many are going with 30?
30 was not there.
Okay, 25. Hawa wengine wote wame haya. Oh, kuna 28. How many are going with 28? For you just wanted to maintain? Yes. For the same reason, the underspending. Okay. Let's put that. Tumebaki na ngapi? 17. How many sectors do we have remaining? 4 sectors, only 17% of the budget is remaining. Which sector do we go with next? Social protection, culture and recreation. How much do you want to allocate to this?
I want 5%.
5% for social.
Instead of 3.
Why is that?
Reason being, we are looking on the social protection aspect of it. That is where we have the PWDs. We have the OPCs.
PW, say it in full. Yes, personal with yes.
And we have the OPCs. And when you are looking the page 49.
Page 49, wacha tufungue.
Yes, on the social protection, yes, the assumption, the absorption to 2015-2016 was 84%, translating to 76%. And then when
let me just help you with that one. What is happening with social protection, and here I'm not sikutetei, but let me help. In 2013-2014, how much did they spend? How much did they spend in 2014-2015? How much did they spend in the last year we looked at? So they are improving. And the average is 76. So nilikuwa na kutetea. Yes. More money. Okay.
How much more?
So those percentages are useful because sometimes they tell you kama watu wana improve ama wanaenda chini. Hiyo ndio uzuri ya kuangalia performance kwa miaka kadhaa. Okay? So you want to increase the sector's allocation to 5%. To 5%.
because of even the number of PWDs and OBCs is increasing.
Okay. And more are being registered. I assume it's also about registration. Okay? Someone else? Social protection. So there's the big issue. The OVCs was speaking about is the orphans and vulnerable children. So there's a cash transfer that also goes to them that is under this sector. And then the older persons. So if you're over 65 and you are poor, wacha tusikizane.
There's a clause.
If you are over 65 and you are poor, from a poor household,
Who is poor?
if you are 65 years and above and you can maintain, na uko na ka pension, wacha niwachie hiyo story hapo. Yes. Anyone else with a different suggestion?
But now, let's observe on that page 49 and see the
Yes.
programs that are being earmarked for that.
Social protection.
When you look at State Department for Social Protection, you can see providing basic training, such as bookkeeping, national database, providing cash transfer. Now, maybe in Abazini ndio tutachukua, but the rest, you hardly see them being
Done any seriously.
you hardly see them. Ni kama hii ingine ya sport. Nasikia kuna milioni moja per constituency. You don't see it.
Hiyo ni ya CDF.
Hiyo hata CDF, in the Ministry of
Even in the Ministry of Sports. Okay.
We have even written some memorandum. So what we should say is that we should balance on the need. Also, I'm wondering whether in the whole world there is another policy like Kenya, where you give someone who does not subscribe Sasa unasema watu wote wa 70 years wapate, hakuna input, it may not be.
That's an interesting one.
Might not be viable.
Yes.
Miaka miwili ya siasa.
All right, so you are suggesting we still give it 5%?
Yeah,
Is everyone okay with 5%? Yes. Watu wa arts, muko sawa na 5%? You know, I have to take care of you. You are the very unique person in this group. Haya, 5%. Tumebaki na ngapi? 12. Haya, what is the next sector? Public administration and international relations. How much do you want to allocate to this?
This one at 15%, and you can't have it there now. At 15.
Don't worry about the government proposal. Is just to give you an idea of what the government is suggesting, but your decision has to be yours.
How many percentages left?
12.
And how many are those?
3 sectors. Public administration, munataka kupatia hii proportion gani ya budget? 5. Why 5? Remember, every time you make a suggestion, you have to support it. So public administration munataka kupatia ngapi? Nimesikia 5 hapo, nimesikia 5 hapa, lakini sioni mtu anapea support. Ama sasa hivi umekuwa mathematical. Sasa ni kumalizia hesabu. Why 5? Yes. Let's listen. Sorry. Let's listen to him, please. Uh-huh. 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 5. So you are reducing it specifically because of them. Okay. So I want all of us to go to page 24, because I think there is something about this sector that gets it in trouble many times. And what gets this sector in trouble many times is the issue of traveling. Okay? So I want us to make sure that we discuss that in the context of what the whole sector does. Now, if you look there, you can see the list of all the ministries and agencies that are under this sector. Now, let's look at foreign affairs. Foreign affairs, can all of us see foreign affairs? How much money is given to foreign missions? Foreign relation and diplomacy, how much money?
15 billion.
15 billion. What is the total budget for the whole sector?
20 billion.
20 billion. Is it 20 billion?
Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International.
No, I'm saying the whole sector, not the ministry. Remember, a sector has many ministries. 225 billion. So, when you are discussing foreign travel, you are discussing a part of that 15 billion shillings out of a total budget of more than 200 billion shillings. Okay? So that is the context. If you care about CDF, if you care about things to do with, yes, CDF is also here in this. So when you cut this, remember you are making a trade-off. Ukikata hapa, kuna mahali unaweza kuwa unakata CDF pia. And I know people, Kenyans love CDF for some reason. Alright? Auditor General ako hapa. Ukikata budget, kuna probability hata ya Auditor General itafanywa nini? Itakatwa. There was a group that was very strong on Commission for Revenue Allocation versus SRC ile ya mishahara. Ukikata hiyo budget, pia hapa kuna probability utakata hiyo pia. Now, let's go back. How much do you want to allocate to this sector? Tukimaintain hata hatuna pesa inatosha hiyo.
Ile tumebakisha sasa hivi.
Tumebakisha 12. So, do you still want to give it 5? How much do you want to give it? 10%? 10? Anyone else? Okay. Let's put 10, and now this is where the drama begins. Weka 10.
We have 3 nominees.
We have 3 remaining and then
Weka ya public administration 10.
Tumebakisha 2.
Si mbili no, itabaki tu.
Now, environment, protection, water, and natural resources.
That is 1-1.
Environment, protection, water, and natural resources. We have only 2% of the budget remaining.
So that is 1-1.
You want to give it 1-1?
We have 2 nominees remaining, 2 sectors.
Kuna sekta mbili zimebaki
Remaining and those
ya general, economic and commercial affairs. Aya, weka general economic 1%.
na hiyo ingine 1%.
Now, water. What do you, how much do you want to give water? Yes.
Now, this 1% that is remaining,
Uh-huh.
and again education, we are given education 25.
Uh-huh.
Let us now reduce education
Uh-huh.
to 21.
Uh-huh.
Then we have to take the 4
Uh-huh.
education alone to environment, protection and water.
No, we must leave education alone.
No, that is
We are slashing.
Leave education alone.
Water is very key.
Now,
And education is not.
as I told you very many hours ago, a time will come. And the good thing about budgets, it comes very quickly.
You don't wait too long.
Now, first of all, I want just to hear generally, how much would you want to give to environment, and where do you think you will make the cuts? Now we can move let me switch this off. June, you can move that here so that everyone can see it. Ni kumalizia sasa, tunamalizia. Now, this is how it looks now.
Number 8 has a problem. Number 8 was foreign affairs.
It's public administration and foreign, yeah. It's one sector. All right, thanks. So, what is remaining? In fact, you can write that here. Environment, protection, water, and natural resources. We only have 1% remaining to allocate to it. Where do you want to make the cuts? Yes, Jacob?
Which is very wrong.
Yes.
Because
Uh-huh.
the environment
Uh-huh.
entails mambo ya climate change, ila itakuja kuwa watu katika tuseme Afrika mzima. Okay. Katika hiyo environment ama maji,
Aha.
nilisema initially kuna mambo ya irrigation. Na tunaweza ku-irrigate 75% ya Kenya tupate chakula ya kutosha. So naomba fanye something. Tunaweza splash.
I want you to start to do that something. Where are we making the cuts? No, let's listen to Jacob. Wacha Jacob amalize. Yes. Let's.
It is now 10%. We divide by 2.
Let's listen. No. Yes.
Tunaweza kupata 5% to allocate to this Ministry of Environment, Water and
So you want an extra 4% from somewhere? Aya, where do we make the cuts? Yes, Francis. Let's listen.
I think the cut should go to agriculture.
Uh-huh.
Because when you are allocating agriculture,
Yeah, you thought of irrigation.
you thought
Uh-huh.
that irrigation is under agriculture.
Uh-huh.
And because it is under these,
Uh-huh.
with the increase, if we cut 4%,
Uh-huh.
agriculture has still an increase of 2%. I think it has
Yes, exactly.
And
Yeah.
yes, this would be the 2% that we would have added to agriculture would cater for the things that they would like.
So you are suggesting we cut this by 4 points, move it to where irrigation is, and that will have covered the irrigation priority that was in the room. Okay, I need to hear whether there is somebody with a contrary opinion to that. No, you cannot say no if you've said yes. If you've supported it, you now have to listen to those who would not support it. Obama. Yes, Geoffrey.
Yeah, he was quick to mention agriculture, but he knows we belong there. He doesn't want us to touch on education. Very defensive.
So where do you want to put your cuts? Because there seem to be an agreement.
1%.
There seem to be an agreement that the one on environment and water has to get more than 1%. The question is, where do we make those cuts? The first suggestion has been we make the cut to agriculture, kwa sababu wakati tuliongea juu agriculture tulifikiria irrigation iko hapa. So he suggested 4, but Geoffrey is not okay with that one. Where do you want to make the cut? Education 2%, iende 23.
No.
Let me hear a different voice. There are people who have not spoken today. Kama hujaongea leo, I'll volunteer you.
They must not speak. They might not speak.
Who wants to speak that has not spoken today?
Me, I've spoken, but I want
I'm giving, yes. Energy itolewe 2. Itolewe 2. Yes, sir.
Now, our brother from the Minister of Education.
Let's listen, please.
Our brother from the Minister of Agriculture. Is up in arms. I don't know whether he's disagreeing with what we are saying, that when we were allocating 9%, we included even irrigation. Does he disagree with that?
Yeah, I do.
Don't you remember that we mentioned something about irrigation?
Yes.
And so we are only demanding or requesting that we remove that irrigation.
You take your irrigation too.
No, it was clarified by John that irrigation does not belong to agriculture. So I'm very afraid.
But now it is logical.
I want to hear where you want to make cuts, and I like the reasons being given, but we still have to make a decision.
Yes.
Na wakati umeenda sana, so we have to finalize now.
What my brother
Yes.
is saying here,
Uh-huh.
I concur with her or him.
Uh-huh.
And what I may say is, a gentleman here is an educationist. So we should not listen so much on him.
No, we have to listen to everyone.
Yeah. So
Yes.
what am I trying to say?
Convince him.
Hey, let me start.
Yes.
Because I'm the shortest man here.
Yeah.
It was in agreement that we mentioned in agriculture, we mentioned irrigation.
Okay.
And the percentage we gave 9%. One part belonged to irrigation.
Okay.
We want to cut from irrigation
and bring it down
and bring it back to
And move this to 5.
To irrigation. And also, we cut 1% from education. We add to another the general economic, so that the general economic can have 2.
Can have 2. Yes. Okay, so that is the suggestion. We move 4 from agriculture. Basically, the point is we move the 4 you had allocated to irrigation. That's the point people are making. It's not mine.
Yes.
I'm picking what you're saying. And then you take 1 point from education to the general economic affairs.
We balance that.
Are people in agreement with that?
Not yet. Not yet.
Yes, Mwalimu. Probably I should stop calling you Mwalimu because it already sells out what you are supporting. Yes.
Which is okay.
Yes.
You know, we require identity sometimes. And it is good to identify yourself with
the right people.
Yes. And let me start with agriculture.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, when this thing started, I proposed that agriculture should have 5. That I was the first to give the proposal. But the issue of average came in, and the issue of irrigation. The irrigation was misplaced. So remove the 4 and bring here. Now the general economic. Inakuwaga tu moja, hata hapa iko moja. Wachana na general economic.
Hautaki waongeze? Let me hear one more suggestion. This agriculture one is really getting, I think, more approval on that. I have one more person. So, are we in agreement that we move 4 percentage points to water and natural resources and leave agriculture with 5, and then keep education at 25 and general economic at 1. Is there anyone in disagreement? This is where now minority also have a voice, because you have to listen to them. By minority, I mean in terms of making the decision. Yes. So we are in agreement with that. Haya, June maliza tebo yetu ndio tuangalie, so that we see.
Change 9 to 5.
So that this changes from 9 to 5. Then environment becomes 5. Haya, watu wa hesabu, does this add to 100?
Yes, it does.
All right. So this is what your final proposals look like. Are you comfortable with this?
Yes.
Are you happy with the discussions you've had? Yes. Even when it did not go your way, are you happy with the points other people made?
Yes.
That is the most important part. Okay? So June has also, and thank you, tupigie June makofi. She's also listed the reasons that you gave. So I am going to carry all this.
Yes.
Okay? So when we'll be putting together what we discussed in Nakuru, we will include these reasons to support these allocations. Yes. Are we okay till there? Yes. Mimi kazi yangu imeishia hapo leo. Any question? Before I hand back to Mokeira, sawa sawa, nitawachia hapo. Oh, kuna swali mbili Haya, tuanze Johnson.
It's a comment.
Yes.
As we end the session.
Let's listen, please.
As we intend to end the session today.
Yes.
As you have told us that you have finished your work. we are requesting you to do as many seminars of this nation.
Yes.
As many times in Nakuru.
Yes.
Because we have liked the workshop.
Okay.
What I may say is that.
Let's listen, please. Let's listen.
You are professionals. You are planners. What I may ask when maybe you are doing a seminar of this nation, we could have something. When it is in education, we try and come up with a strategic plan for the year 20.
Please, let's listen. Wale ambao wako na kamkunji ingine tusikize tafadhali.
For the year 2017 and 2018, and for the year 2018-2019.
Okay.
From each sector, you come up with a strategic plan.
Okay.
Showing the indicator values, how the spending has been, the verification that has already been seen, how the sector have acted within that period. So then finally you have something we call critical factors within those sectors.
To be considered for each sector. Okay.
You understand? Thank you.
Yes, I definitely understand. Yes, Geoffrey.
Mine is a question.
Yes.
I intended to ask you
earlier. Okay.
Because you are an expert. Do you think that the planning system of our country takes us to where we are now? Because we have very good blueprints. During Kibaki we had PWRSP, something, the blueprint. Now we have the Vision 2030. And when I was in school, I was told by the year 2000, every homestead will be having water. And now I can see infrastructure and the other board and too much money.
Yes.
And even road. What is happening? Is it our planning system? Is it our professionals? Is it service delivery? Is it the government of the day? What makes us poor compared to Singapore, Malaysia, and other places? Because they came to learn from us, the indicators of development. We are now lagging behind. We are getting poorer day by day. What is happening? We have moved from something billion to 3 trillion budget. Where are we going wrong?
That's a very big question. And I'm sure Geoffrey knows that's a very big question. And the reason why I'm saying it's a very big question is because for you to be able to answer that question, you have to analyze a couple of things. Number one, you have to look at our expenditure trends over a very long period of time. How have we been spending money and what priorities have we been funding over that period of time? Because plans have to be funded. So at the end of the day, everything ends up in a budget. So that's one of the places. Number two, I think in terms of planning, one of the things that we tried to do when the new constitution came in is we tried to put a bit of policy work into how we make use of those very good plans. So if you look right now at the Public Finance Management Act, it says, for example, for counties, is that you cannot do any budget without a plan. So you cannot make a plan na uweke kwa shelf. And at the same time, you cannot make a budget kama plan yako iko kwa shelf. Every budget has to be informed by a plan. So on the first bit, on the trends and how our plans have been, I can't give you a direct answer to that. Because there have been very many moving parts. When you look at Vision 2030, it has its own 5 years, 10-year plans that we do. Like now we are doing one new plan, right? The medium-term plan. For me, the bigger question, which is what we are doing today, is how much do we as a country engage when we are making those plans so that we are very practical. By practical, I mean in terms of the priorities we are choosing to do, and secondly, in terms of the money we think we'll actually get to do them. Yes. So for me, I would say that's where the answer to that to that dilemma lies. So anytime there is an opportunity for us to engage is actually an opportunity for us to help answer that question. So that's the best way I can answer that question without going very far. Sawa sawa. So asanteni sana. I now hand you back to Mokeira, who is the real leader of this forum. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, John, for being very patient. I'm Mama for 3 hours. You may notice. Thank you so much. Thank you for staying this. This is the earliest we have left for any forum we've gone to. When Solo yesterday, we left at 6:37. We were in Mombasa, we left at 8. So you have a record of doing your things, you know?
This is Nakuru.
This is Nakuru. Yeah, this is Nakuru. So now we are coming to an end. As I said, we were going to do a couple of questionnaires. We're only doing the third one because the second one we couldn't do because we didn't go into groups in the afternoon. So when the questionnaire asks you for the previous questionnaire, refer to your questionnaire number 2. Okay, that's first things first. There are people who forgot to write their table numbers. Ile nye mlikuwa nayo asubuhi. Msisahau kuandika kwa hii. Yenye mlipewa saa ile mlikuwa mna discuss 2 sectors. Write your table number there. Another thing is, once you finish your questionnaire, I'll be standing at the door. There's a gentleman by the name Anthony who wants to see all of us for logistics reason. But you can only see Anthony after you return my questionnaire fully filled. Okay? Anthony is there. He's going to also stand at the door after me, somewhere here. As you give me the questionnaire, you can, and then there's also material that said Gigi have brought. You'll get one each as you leave. So please finish the questionnaire. Remember, if it requires you to allocate, it's up to 100%. Sasa tumeifanya pamoja. All right, the questionnaires are individual, so just do it chap tuende. Imefika saa 11. Mwenye hajapata yake inua mkono, Vivian ndiye anapeana. 85. One more thing, sorry. Then there are videos we are doing. Okay, there are videos we are doing after this kwa sababu tumemaliza mapema. It's open for everyone. If you want to do a small video for 5 minutes saying what was your experience, what have you learned, what would you like the government to adopt, please see me. I will just register you for the short videos. But those chosen ones, they know themselves. The chosen ones that I did in the morning, please don't go away. You're the first for me to do so that we do the video as other people can join in. If you want to do the small videos just to give your experience, to say what you like the government to do, we're doing them. I think this is the best place. This is our video place. So just let me know if you want to do the short videos on the experience today. Thank you.
Mukira, question ya kwanza iko wapi?
So excited.
Question ya kwanza iko wapi?
I know, me too, Mama. I want to go home.
Another one?
Kutoa hizo malines. Mwambie hizo lines hautoi.
Umeshamaliza? Nashukuru. Sasa Anthony,
Nyingine? Question ya
Ukimaliza kutaka kufanya video iko set. Kuja tu, ni maswali matatu.
What did you like about it?
And then invite our guest of honor, Dr. Waihe.
Nakuru players.
Miaka gani hizo?
Unajua Ngobia?
Najua Ngobia. Na Silas Temba.
Tulikuwa tuna Ngobia.
Mombasa. Hapana, Nakuru Players Theatre. Close to 17 years. Keith namjua. Naitwa Collins Oduor. Niko karibu. Starting. Okay. 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 I'm Collins Oduor. I live in Nakuru. I come from Biashara Ward, and I'm a thespian.
What did you like about the structure of this workshop?
One thing I liked about the structure of the workshop is that there is a lot of participation and involvement in terms of sharing opinion and what we think about the national budget. It is basic, but it is good economic literacy. I've learned about sectors. I knew about sectors, but I've now informed in terms of. I'm informed in terms of sectors, departments, exact allocation, percentages within the budget. Something that is usually very difficult to catch when the minister is presenting the budget at the parliament. Mm.
What aspects of today's structure
I think the whole thing, especially group works, when people are going through different sectors, and then after going through different sectors, we came back, sat down, now went sector by sectors. I think the first bit helped us understand how these sectors operate and what are the budget needs and gaps, so that when we came back for the plenary, it was easier for us to come up with the allocation for each sector. And it is also important to know what is the government projection, and is it really necessary for that particular sector, and what is my feeling and what is the group feelings about that particular sector. I think that is very important for the government to adopt.
Would you say now you are confident participating in the budget process?
Yes, I've been participating in a budget making process, but at the county level, once in a while at the national level, but this was more comprehensive because I think the others, it is just a matter of questions, answers. You are given a very big book, you don't know what to do about it. But this is specific and to a common mwananchi. You can understand exactly what it means to make a budget for the nation.
One last thing. What's your one thing you want us to have?
What would answers for for the in future? I think we need good understanding of these documents, and I felt like if we had more than one day, it will really improve our knowledge, so that the first day would we use to maybe go through sector by sector per group, in terms of even group presentation and all that, and have good presentation on the wall and the flip charts. Then now the next day will be now to do the budgets now, do the budgets and now give a presentation on what we think is best, because I felt that one day is not enough, and the session also started late. Welcome. Iko sawa?
Thanks.
Okay.
Unaweza. Tutakuweka hii. Kidogo tu. The speakers.
Attention, kesho kuna peace walk in Nakuru. Nakuru town, east and west of counties. You are all welcome. The Nakuru West is starting at Mazembe ground, walking towards the stadium and then coming to Nyayo Garden. And the Nakuru town east are starting at to TM's place there, around Kisulisuli, Bondeni, Kikumbini, and then Nakuru town.
So Nakuru town is wanakutana wapi?
Nimesema
Na nilikuwa naongea na simu.
Nakuru town east, kuna TM.
want to work to maintain peace.
Okay.
And then I want to ask you.
Okay, so. Okay, my name is Ayun Simatei from Kisoi Ward in Rongai. Okay, my experience was very exciting. It was my first time to attend such a forum. I've never attended it before. And I was very happy to interact with different colleagues, and at least I have learned something. Okay, what I've learned is that it's very important to participate in the forum. For example, I've never known that there is a difference between the irrigation department and the Ministry of Agriculture. So for me, I've been taken to be the same. So when the budget is read, I expect that it is both covered in the Ministry of Agriculture, includes the irrigation. I didn't know irrigation is in the energy department. So that one to me was very important, at least to learn which sector has got which departments, yeah, or ministries.
What aspect of today's workshop
Okay, the approach the government should do is actually if they can bring more people on board and let them also have the same knowledge, it will be better for them to understand exactly what is happening in their country. But you find that most people are very ignorant. They don't know why that there is such kind of participation. They are not able even to know when the budget is being read. Some just hear from the radios and TVs. Yes, yes. We are very prepared. Okay, about this workshop, when I looked around among the participants who are inside, I realized there are some people who are not around, other departments who are not around, for example, the administrators. So it is very important if we can have some more days and involve more departments, for example, the chiefs, because I believe the chiefs are better people who can interact with the communities. We also have the social workers. They can interact with the community very easily. As the moment when they are actually having their programs with the CBOs on the ground, they can pass the information of the same to those people on the ground. But if they can participate in such kind of forums, so if they are involved next time, it will be better. Another issue also is if we had more time, because I believe the time was very short for us, where we can handle a sector by sector or two sectors at a go, it will be very important because we shall learn deeply and understand more. Yeah. Thank you.
Health. Research imefanywa katika education, matumishi ambayo imefanywa katika environment, matumishi ambayo imefanywa katika infrastructure ambayo
so you don't forget easily. I also liked the group work that we did. It helped us in getting different views from different people. I also liked the third part of the session, which was the facilitator, and we had an opportunity to ask questions and share ideas, and also allocate the proposed budget. Okay.
Just a minute.
Mhm.
We have been seem to be having a problem with the sound.
Okay. Ah, okay.
Haya, tuanze tuanza na jina lako.
Okay.
Na kila kitu.
So, my name is Christine Mwarania Kibutu. I'm from Biashara Ward.
Christine, what did you like about today's workshop?
I loved the fact that we used questionnaires when we began because they help, they facilitate easier learning. At the same time, I also liked the second part of the session where we had group work. So we're discussing amongst ourselves and getting different views from people. So there was a lot of learning. I also liked the third part where the facilitator gave us an opportunity to discuss and also learn so many things in the process. At the same time, he also gave us an opportunity to have a proposed national budget.
What did you learn today?
Okay, I learned that the sectors, the national government allocates funds to the 10 sectors in the country. And one thing that was interesting to me is that not all sectors use 100% of the funds that have been allocated. So we realized that the absorption was a bit poor for most of the sectors.
What do you think the government should adopt from today's workshop,
Mhm.
the way it was structured? What do you
Mhm.
think the government should adopt?
I think the government should adopt public participation in the formation of the budget, national budget, because we are the people on the ground. So we are the people who know what needs more money to be allocated to what sector. So we're the people who understand, and we're the people who have the valid reasons as to what sector should be given more money than the other. So public participation is important.
What do you think the lessons you learned today, how will they help you as a business person?
As a business person, it will help me because in the informal sector, not very many people are enlightened about the budget. Not many people think that the budget affects them either positively or negatively. But from what I've learned today, the budget affects us wholesomely in the sense that as a Kenyan, every aspect, every sector, you're involved in every sector. So it is important even for us to be able to know what is happening in other sectors because you never know where you might end up.
Would you say that today's session has prepared you to participate in the budgeting process for the government, either the county level or the national level, or has it prepared?
Yes, definitely it has prepared me. I think mostly because of the statistics. We are able to know whatever percentage, this specific percentage is for this sector. So now, at least with the information and the facts that we have in our minds, we can be able to make informed decisions, not only on hearsay. Now we have the facts and we have the information. So it has definitely opened my mind.
Finally, what do we need to know? What else do you want to tell us about today's workshop?
Well, I would like to...
Atakuwa Nakuru pia.
Today I was there. I was busted.
Probably.
I'm doing an interview today. Ona vile mimi nimefanya hapa nyumbani. Mimi sina kitu cha kusema kwa interview. Leo akili imemalizika. The end. This is how I live. Then the people, I was doing public participation. Then I collapsed. You peke ndio nimebaki. My basi all the videos I've done, niko na hii jacket, my YouTube jacket.
Hello, can you hear me?
Sasa leo tumesema twende nyumbani, tufanye nini? Tukae hapa tufanye video. We are not going home. What are we doing? Let's do it. Innovation is the mother. Necessity is the mother of invention.
Yes.
In the morning, where to put this microphone was a problem. Now we have a solution. Wamesha kuja. Tutafanya video kweli? Mna Nairobi? Hata sisi.